How's it going, guys? Alex here. Welcome back to another SSR NASA video, and this one is going to be a little different just because the cards aren't fully released, and of course I don't have the images for the usual layout pretty much. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day as always, and if you do enjoy today's video, consider leaving a like and subscribing if you are new. And a few days ago, we got a few leaks regarding a new Super Kaioken Goku, new Pikkon, and potentially some new cards, pardon me. And this was in relation to a new story mode, which was supposedly the Otherworld tournament, and it's now confirmed that it's going to be that exact same thing. So this is what the story banner thing looks like. So of course we have Super Kaioken Goku, we have Pikkon as well, and a ton of interesting things have been happening to these units in particular, and I'm very excited to talk about them with you guys. And it's just such a surprise because this thing in particular has just been the same for so long that people thought that it would never change. And funnily enough, like some of the guys were talking about it, like Rhymestyle, Zenrot, were talking about how something in particular was exclusive to a particular set of units, but now it's kind of been proven wrong, which is interesting and great, because now it means that in the future we could potentially be seeing more units with this, and I wonder if this is because they want to make certain units better for the release of something. I'm kind of going all over the place with this, but the point is, there was a link that we thought was exclusive that now one of these units have, which is very interesting. But let's go ahead and get started. So we have Final Form Frieza. So finally we have a new Final Form Frieza, and this is Final Form Frieza Angel, because of course he is in hell, and he's actually decent. I know a lot of people have been waiting for a new Final Form Frieza for a long time, and this is a great opportunity to actually go ahead and get a new one. So he causes supreme damage with a red chance to stun the enemy. Now red chance is anywhere between 10 to 20%. He has a decent leader skill as well, like I said before multiple times. Any leader skill that gives a stat boost is very good, but because of how low the stats boost is, you may be better off running a lead that doesn't give as much ki, or maybe doesn't give like a defensive boost, but gives a higher stat boost to like health and attack. So it's still a decent leader skill nonetheless. But moving on to his passive, he gets a 90% attack boost when performing his super attack. He has Prodigies, Strongest Clan in Space, Universe's Most Malevolent, Shocking Speed, Nightmare, Otherworld Warrior. So that Otherworld Warriors link is of course exclusive to the Otherworld Warrior story, or the Otherworld story units that are involved in that particular event, of course. So if I quickly go ahead and open this up, all you're going to see is the units that are going to be released with this, of course. So it makes sense, right? And Porking Cold got the shaft as he is a super rare, so this is most likely going to be a summon thing as well at the same time. So you're most likely going to have to summon for the new Pikkon and new Super Kaioken Goku, whereas you're going to have to farm a different Goku, which I'll get to in a few moments. He has a 12 ki multiplier of 135, which isn't exactly the greatest, but at least we got a new Final Form Frieza card, and in comparison to his other tech one, this one is definitely an improvement. He has Shocking Speed, 90% attack boost. I believe the other one gets a 30 or 50%. I actually do not own the card myself, and I haven't looked at it too much, but I know that the boost that he gets isn't that great. But he does have Nightmare as well, so when LR Black and Zamasu comes out, he could potentially have a decent spot on that team. And again, we don't know if this guy is summonable or if he's going to be a farmable unit. Most likely summonable. The ones that are going to be summonable are most likely going to be the Frieza, Cell, and the Super Kaioken Goku and Pikkon. The farmable ones, I think there may be one unit. Now moving on to Cell, and we just got a new one, of course, not too long ago, but he was an STR type. But now we have Perfect Cell Angel, Extreme Agility. We do have an Agility Perfect Cell, but we can't really do too much of him. He causes supreme damage and lowers defense, same leader skill as Frieza, but he does give ki to Agility types instead. Well, and a stat boost, of course. And now this is interesting. He gets a 15% attack boost per orb obtained, okay? He has a 12 ki multiplier of 130%. So whenever, I've said this before, whenever they release a unit that has like a nuke type passive, they tend to lower their 12 ki multiplier just so they aren't too overpowered. But if you use this correctly, he could actually be decent, because he does have a decent links. He has Big Bad Bosses, Kamehameha, Shocking Speed, Nightmare. I mean, depending on the team that you want to use, Shocking Speed is a decent link. If you want to use Super 17, of course he is going to fit very well there, because Super 17 has Shocking Speed. You have the LR Androids with Shocking Speed. I believe that the new Android 17 has Shocking Speed as well. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, do let me know in the comment section down below. But the most important thing is that he does have Big Bad Bosses, which is a massive link, and Nightmare as well. So instantly, that's a 35% attack boost, which is massive. And Big Bad Bosses is like the biggest link for villains. And Super 17 kind of got shafted because he did not get that link in particular, but he is still a decent unit nonetheless. But the fact that still does have it definitely brings his value up a bit more. It's a shame that he is a nuker, but I mean, it's not very likely that you're going to run an orb changer on that agility team, but because of how specific some of the units have to be for you to run an optimal team, you can definitely make room for an orb changes just so you can optimize the cell a bit more. And this cell is pretty damn good. It's just a shame that his 12Q multiplier is a bit lower than I would have liked it to be. But the way I see it is that his attack links are going to make up for it anyway, so it's not too bad in the grand scheme of things. He's surprisingly good. I didn't expect him to have a nuke type passive, and keep in mind, this is just like my first thoughts. I have never seen these cards before, and I kind of want to tackle these cards now, like in this way, just so I'm basically giving my first impressions. So yeah, so far from what I've seen, he definitely does have a great link set. He causes supreme damage, which is good. His 12Q multiplier could have been a bit better, but you can't, you know, always have those high 12Q multipliers, especially for units like this. And when it comes to the nuke type passive, it honestly depends on the super attack level and how many orbs you can get. If he's at super attack 10 and he collects a decent amount of orbs, he is easily going to hit hard, especially on that particular team. But outside of that, he may be a bit underwhelming. So, moving on to Pycon, which is the brand new Pycon, and this is the unit that I was talking about at the start. And this man, oh, this man. Okay, we'll get to it in a few moments. So, he gives a 50% stat boost and 2 keys STR type. So, that is instantly superior to the leader skills that we've seen before. He causes supreme damage and greatly lowers attack. So, great start. 12Q multiplier of 140%. He has a farmable super attack thanks to the agility super attack, or agility super strike rather. And now, this is it. This is going to surprise a lot of people. So he gets a 70% attack boost, and he lowers the defense of all enemies by 30%, and that's just trash, okay? What is that link? He is the first Saiyan. No, he is the first non-Saiyan to have the Prepared for Battle link. Are we going to be seeing a step in the right direction? It's not like, I mean, this is a good thing, because this means that it's not likely that villains are going to get it, but it means that potentially heroes that aren't Saiyans could be getting this link, and I think that's a great idea because it makes more units viable. For example, the biggest problem with the LR voting thing, I wouldn't exactly call it a problem, but one of the reasons why people didn't exactly want to vote for Beerus is because they thought that the Tech Beerus was going to Dokkan into the Legendary Rare one, and then you take a look at his links and it's like, okay, his link set just isn't that great, and the card overall just isn't necessarily that great. But if you gave a card like Beerus Prepared for Battle, that would be a massive change straight away, because he would fit in with the majority of those units that have, like, Prepared for Battle, and of course the majority of the units that have Prepared for Battle and are tech are top tier. So having a, like, this is a massive change and it's great. So I'm glad that they are going in this direction. But yeah, he also has Gentleman, Experienced Fighters, Shocking Speed, Cold Judgment, Otherworld Warriors, and Fierce Battle. So he does have Fierce Battle as well, and I believe that he is going to awaken with Gogeta, Janemba, and Otherworld medals. So that is something to look forward to. This Pycon is very, very good. He greatly lowers attack, which is great. It's not exactly needed for Mono STR, but the good thing about him is that he does have Fierce Battle and Prepared for Battle. He has those main links to fit into that team, which is perfect. Massive surprise, trust me, it is a massive surprise. And it was so weird because Dino and Zen were having this conversation yesterday. It's like, oh, okay, that is actually extremely weird. So moving on to the next card, and a few people thought that Super Kaioken Goku was actually going to be a legendary rare, but this guy is most likely going to be the farmable unit from this event, and one of the reasons why I say that is just because of how low his stats is. I mean, you take a look at Goku Jr.'s stats, and his stats were just super low, but of course he does get that boost once you fully max this guy, so I do believe that he is basically going to have that gimmick as well, but the question is, why is he an in-type? I appreciate that he is an in-type just because it is in the strange place at the moment, and there aren't necessarily too many good in-type units that are Saiyans. Of course, you have Rage Trunks, you have LR Gohan and Vegeta, but I would like a few more. just so that I can improve my team overall. And of course, I would imagine that quite a few of you would like to improve your teams overall as well. But this guy would definitely be a great addition. He does cause extreme damage and raises his own attack for 3 turns. And then of course, he gets a chance to get 2 ki and an 80%. Wait, so is it a high chance for 2 ki and an 80% attack boost? Or is it just for 2 ki? Either way, he does get that 80% attack boost, and this passive is similar to Goku Jr.'s because it was a high chance for the second part of his passive to go off. I believe he got a 40% attack boost, or I think it's either 40 or 50, and then he had a high chance to get an additional 50. So it will be interesting to see how that works. It's not 100% confirmed that he is going to be like Goku Jr., but I assume that he is going to be. And his team cost is pretty low, so if he isn't like Goku Jr., I am going to be slightly annoyed just because I don't want another Bio Broly card. It would definitely be underwhelming, but this is, and he's a Super Saiyan Goku Angel, so he's an Angel Goku. You can't farm him to raise the super attack of other Super Saiyan Gokus. So I'm really hoping that he is going to be a Goku Jr. card. But he does have All in the Family, Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, Saiyan Warrior Race, Kamehameha, Otherworld Warriors. Like, at this point, I just can't believe that he isn't going to be a unit like Goku Jr. because he doesn't have Prepared for Battle, and Goku Jr. doesn't have Prepared for Battle as well. He has a high chance of getting 2 ki, so I think that's why they added a bit of RNG to his passive, just to make him, like, if you're going to max out this unit, it can't make him too overpowered, essentially, so I would be very, very surprised at this point if he isn't going to be another Goku Jr. card. Okay, so now we have Physical Super Kaioken Goku, and I did not expect this man to be so damn good. He gives a 50% stat boost to physical types as well as 2 ki. He causes immense damage, and he also sacrificed 7% of your total health, so already he is very similar to Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. And you have not even seen a half of it yet. So moving on to his passive, he gets 3 ki as well as a 100% attack boost when HP is 50% or above. So he does have that restriction, but it should be somewhat easy to maintain on a physical team with the right rotations. If you can consistently seal and tank with Vegito Blue, debuff of Goku Black, all that good stuff, you should be fine. And of course, heal, use Ushers, stuff like that. He has Prepared for Battle, Shocking Speed, Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Over in a Flash, Otherworld Warriors, Fierce Battle. So he has the 3 main legs: Prepared for Battle, Shocking Speed, Over in a Flash, Super Saiyan, Kamehameha. He has an incredible link set. He is going to be an absolute madman on that physical type team. You're going to have, I'm talking JP here by the way, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, Vegito Blue, Super Kaioken Goku, Super Saiyan Gotenks, Pan, the Gohan for the Buu Saga. This card is actually insane, and I would imagine that you're going to have to summon for him, and I'm not opposed to that because this card is actually insane. If he hits harder than Goku, that is a different question, or Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, and the reason why I say that is because his attack stat is lower, his 12 ki multiplier is lower. However, he does have a percentage type passive, and he does benefit way more in the ability system. So I would imagine that over time he is definitely going to be hitting harder than the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, but without any ability system buffs, I think that Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken may have this slight edge. It's hard to tell because I don't know what 20,000 attack translates to in terms of percentages, but when you take a look at their final base damage before like any passives or links, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken's is at around 70,000, so 11,000 more, but that mostly comes down to his 12 ki multiplier and the fact that he does have a higher attack stat. But this card is absolutely incredible. I would recommend summoning for him, and even if you don't, you still have a good unit in Goku for your N-type team, or maybe you just need good physical type units, in which case definitely go for him. Even if you get Pikkon, he is still a good unit, but everyone wants to have physical Kaioken Goku, right? Physical Super Kaioken Goku, what? I did not expect him to have immense damage, that link set, that percentage passive boost. It's like they are making up for Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. It's like, okay, we kind of shafted him in the sense by giving him a flat out boost, but now we're going to make up for that by giving him, giving a new card, or Super Kaioken Goku in particular, this. And of course, I would imagine that we are going to get a new Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku in the future, and he'll most likely be better than this one. But this is awesome for Global because JP doesn't even have this yet. So yeah, the best card here by far is going to be Super Kaioken Goku. Pikkon is also an incredible unit. Him having Prepared for Battle is a massive, massive surprise. And I'm guessing that this man is also going to be a Goku type, a Goku Junior type of card. It's a shame that he's an in type as well. I was kind of expecting him to be a different type, but I guess they just want to support that in type for some reason. And then of course we have the Cell and we also have the Frieza. But as always, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Let me know which card you are hyped for the most. I am definitely hyped for Super Kaioken Goku now. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day as always, and I will see you all in the next one.